Roslyn turned to meet the stormy blue gaze of the Marquess of Crawford, assessing her as if he couldn't fully comprehend her, or why she was there. That stray dark lock that liked to furrow over his brow fell, and she itched to brush it back. A good book is much like finding the perfect husband. One must choose wisely, or suffer through a tedious experience.
The choice of a husband would have far more reaching implications, though, don't you think?
He leaned down a little.
That's not a decision one can easily rectify.
True, she agreed. Though there are ways, I'm certain, to rid oneself of a hindrance such as that. What the hell was she even saying? Her words implied she would gladly murder a husband that aggrieved her. Hell, this man brought out the worst in her without even trying. He chuckled.
Love,
he began.
I must restate this. I think I like you.
He held his hand over his chest and rubbed it.
I might even...
The Marquess leaned in even more unbearably close.
Grow to love you.
She rolled her eyes. You're insufferable.
You're welcome,
he told her.
I would hate for you to fall for me. A broken heart is not so easily mended.
As if I could ever love a man such as you. How dare he? Isn't there some other lady around for you to bother with your attentions? He shrugged.
Perhaps,
he said.
But I would rather be in here with you. Our conversations thus far have been quite titillating.
Of course, she had caught the attention of a man that would never love her, never marry her, never... She stopped that thought. He might actually want her, even desire her. That last thought wouldn't have held true as the other part. He wouldn't love her, and he definitely wouldn't marry her. This man could take her to his bed and give her pleasure, though. However, afterward, he would discard her without a thought. I'm not here for your amusement, she said in a scathing tone.
Admit it, love,
he said.
You find me equally amusing. We can keep each other company over the coming days. You might even enjoy it.
Her heart raced inside of her chest. She was right. He would gladly take her to bed, and she probably would enjoy his attentions. The rogue most likely had some talents in that regard. For the time they spent together, she would enjoy it. That would not be the issue, though. The consequences of her actions would come back to haunt her, probably in more ways than one. She lifted her hand and placed it on his chest, intending to push him away and walk past him. Roslyn stared down at her hand on his chest and blinked several times. His heart felt as if it raced as hard as hers did. Slowly, she lifted her gaze to meet his. His blue eyes had heated with an intensity that seared through her. She flicked her tongue out to moisten her suddenly parched lips. Her voice was husky as she spoke. Whether or not I enjoy it is something you will never know.
You don't sound so certain.
He leaned even closer. She could easily close the distance between them and press her lips to his. What would he do if she did? Would he be surprised? Probably at first, and then he would definitely take advantage of her folly. I am, she said. It had come out breathy. Drat. He would never believe her, and why should he? You should move, so I can leave.
Why would I do that?
He asked. His tone was husky as he spoke.
I have you exactly where I want you.
He glanced down at her hand that she had failed to remove from his chest.
You're even touching me? Only one thing would make it better.
She shouldn't ask. Roslyn willed herself to keep her question to herself. Blast in hell. What is that?
For a taste of those sweet lips of yours,
he told her. His eyes had gone heavy-lidded.
A man might give anything for something so tantalizing as that. Kiss me, love. Let me become intoxicated by your taste.